So now we know how to compute the x and y-intercept given an equation, which raises the question, why on earth would we want to do that? Well, one of the reasons we would want to find out the x and y-intercepts is that they will be very helpful to us in graphing an equation. Here's how. Say we're given the equation 2x plus 5y equals 20, and we want to graph this equation. One of the ways that we might choose to graph this equation is by finding the x and y-intercepts. The x-intercept, recall, is where y equals 0. So we'll have 2x plus 5 times 0 is 20. 5 times 0 is just 0. So we just have 2x equals 20. Multiply both sides by a half, and we get x is 10. So the x-intercept is going to be the point 10, 0. On the other hand, at the y-intercept, we have x equals 0. Plugging that in, we'll get 2 times 0 plus 5y equals 20. 2 times 0 is just 0, so we're left with 5y equals 20. Multiply both sides by a fifth, and we're left with y equals 4. So our y-intercept will be the point x equals 0, y equals 4. We can now use these 2 points to graph our line. Remember, we found that it only takes 2 points to fix a line. Given 2 points, there's only one line that we can draw through them. Okay, so we'll set up our axes, and we want our x-axis to go up to 10, and we want our y-axis to go up at least to 4. So let's draw something like this. Notice I've drawn my x-axis just going up to 10 because 10's pretty big. I drew my y-axis going up a little bit higher just to have a little bit more space on my graph. I'll go and I'll mark my x-intercept. This is the point where x is 10 and y is 0. I'll mark my y-intercept. This is the point where x is 0 and y is 4. Notice that those points were actually pretty easy to draw in. Right? They were pretty easy to find because they were right on the axes. That's why we like the x and y-intercept for graphing with. And now, well, I'll go ahead and draw in the line that connects these points. And if I were doing this on a piece of paper, I would probably want to use a ruler in order to draw this line nicely. But there we have it, the line 2x plus 5y equals 20. How could we check that we've gotten the right line? Well, this point right here is a point that's on the line that we drew that wasn't one of the ones that we used to graph it. This is the point x equals 5, right? X equals 5, y equals 2, right? Y equals 2. This is the point 5, 2, Let's check that that works in the equation. When x equals 5, we have 2 times 5 plus y equals 2, 5 times 2. That'll be 10 plus 10, which is indeed 20. So that really works in the equation. That's all there is to it. To graph an equation, one method is to find the x and y intercepts and use those 2 points to get a line. When we've done that, we can check that we've worked correctly by finding a point on the line we drew that is not the x or y intercept and seeing if it makes the equation true.